Hello, everyone. Welcome to Powwow Spanish Lessons. In this lesson, we will continue our series of the Antivaxxers in Spanish. And this is part 4 of a 5-part series. So if you haven't already watched parts 1 through 3, make sure you go back and watch those parts so that you can have the best understanding of this series. Let's continue. Here is our disclaimer. And here is our vocabulary. I'm going to repeat each word twice in Spanish, and you have the English definitions that you can see beside those words. Here we go. Number 1, el coronavirus. El coronavirus. Number 2, COVID-19. COVID-19. Number 3, la vacuna. La vacuna. Number 4, la vacuna contra el COVID-19. La vacuna contra el COVID-19. Number 5, los antivacunas. Los antivacunas. Number 6, los efectos secundarios. Los efectos secundarios. Number 7, sacar. Sacar. Number 8, vacunarse. Vacunarse. Number 9, un brazo dolorido. Un brazo dolorido. Number 10, durar. Durar. Number 11, contra. Contra. And lastly, number 12, ¿y tú? ¿Y tú? All right, and ¿y tú? Or ¿y tú? Is our topic of today. We're going to talk about that particular phrase and how we can use it in Spanish. Let's get started. So, why is ¿y tú important? Well, ¿y tú is important because it allows you to be able to ask questions in Spanish without having to add extra words. And by doing that, it saves you time when you're in a conversation, and especially when you're meeting someone new. And it's just also a natural and a faster way of speaking Spanish. And the good thing about it is that it fits into any context. It flows very well. Doesn't matter what the topic of discussion is, but it flows perfectly for any context when you're speaking Spanish. Now, let's look at some examples. So, here, if you recall, in our previous lessons, we had a particular conversation that had this phrase listed here. So, I'll read this conversation. María, Ramón, ¿vas a vacunarte contra el COVID-19? And Ramón replies back with, sí, voy a vacunarme. ¿Y tú? So, ¿y tú means and you. And this is a way of Ramon asking this question without having to add in extra words. And this actually simplifies it for the both of them. When Maria hears it, she knows it's referring to her. When Ramon says it, he knows that he can just ask this and it implies the same topic. In this case, the topic is getting the COVID-19 vaccine. And this is a good example of how it just saves you time. Now let's continue. I have another example of this conversation, but without ¿y tú? So let's look at that. So here we have a conversation, and we don't have ¿y tú? In this conversation. So here's how that looks. Ramon starts off with saying, María, ¿de dónde eres? And María replies back, Soy de Guatemala. Ramón, ¿de dónde eres? And Ramón replies back, Soy de Colombia. Now, looking at this, and I've underlined this here for you, is some extra words here that are added. Ramón, ¿de dónde eres? This is what the conversation looks like without adding ¿y tú? Now let's look at it with itu added. Now, when you add itu, it reads a little bit differently and it's a little shorter. It's like this: Maria, ¿de dónde eres? Maria replies back with Soy de Guatemala. ¿Y tú? And Ramon says Soy de Colombia. But if you notice here, Maria's sentence is much shorter than it was previously. And this is the purpose of itu. It just condenses it and just makes it a little bit easier, and it flows very well in the conversation. It was actually a little faster than had she not added in all those extra words. Let's continue. Now we're going to do some conversation practice. So yes, this is your turn to participate in these conversations. You will be given a cue. It's gonna show you exactly what you would need to say, and you would have time to pronounce that and to say that, and then answer the questions based on the cues that's provided to you. And also, there is a bonus challenge. This default time that I've given for you to read it and respond is 5 seconds, but try to answer it less than 5 seconds. If you can do that, that's your bonus challenge. All right, let's get started. So here we have conversation practice number 1. And in this conversation practice, we're going to be talking about names. Now, imagine that you are wanting to speak to Ramon. Ask him for his name and reply with yours when you get the prompt. Just continue to practice speaking aloud. And again, you will have 5 seconds. Here we go. Start. Me llamo Ramón. ¿Y tú? Start. All right, and that is the end of this particular conversation. But now here's the summary. You would say you would start the conversation off with saying, "Amigo, ¿cómo te llamas?" And Ramon replies back with, "Me llamo Ramón. ¿Y tú?" And then you would reply back with, "Me llamo," and whatever your name is, you would just fit it there. So here is the English translation of that conversation as well. Now we're going to continue to the second conversation practice. All right, so conversation practice number 2, we're going to talk about where does someone live? So imagine you are conversing with Ramon again and you want to know where he lives. So in this case, you're going to ask him that question based on the script, and you're going to also answer the questions added. Again, continue to practice speaking aloud, and you'll have 5 seconds on this one as well. Let's get started. Here you go. Vivo en Costa Rica. ¿Y tú? There you go. Your turn. All right, and that concludes that particular conversation. So let's go over that. In our summary, we have you starting the conversation off with Ramon, ¿dónde vives? And Ramon replies back with Vivo en Costa Rica. ¿Y tú? And then you can reply back with, you should have replied back with Vivo en and wherever you live. And again, I have the English translation for you right here as well. And let's continue to our final conversation practice. In this practice, we'll be talking about age. So imagine you are conversing with Ramon and he's asking you for your age. Answer his questions based on the script provided, and ask the questions as well when you're prompted. Again, continue to practice speaking aloud, and you'll have 5 seconds on this. Here we go. ¿Cuántos años tienes? Start. Tengo 25 años. And that concludes this conversation. So here's the summary. Ramon started off by asking you, ¿Cuántos años tienes? And you would reply back with something like, Tengo blank años y tú, however many years you have, whatever your age is, you would just insert that there. And then Ramon replies back with, Tengo 25 años. And of course, you have the English translation here. And that concludes our lesson for today. I hope you enjoyed that. Again, practice makes perfect, so continue to speak it as much as possible. And I hope you also took time to practice the bonus challenges as well. If you master that, then you're on your way to speaking Spanish very, very well, very fast, very professionally. And so, again, thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email or any kind of comments or feedback at itsapowwow@gmail.com. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and also join the mailing list. And thank you very much, and you have a great day.